Hello and welcome to the video. Before we get started, if you'd like to provide input on future content and get our weekly newsletter, click on our survey. The link will be below. We also have a report on Ethereum 2, along with a bonus report on why you should learn Solidity now. Again, the link will be below. Now on to the video, and thank you. Okay, so today I wanted to, I had that rather long video yesterday where I kind of did some live debugging on the T-script portion of this. So what I want to do today is review it and show you the final little things I did to get it going. I also have a little bit of a warning that is unrelated to this, but if you happen to be on the Facebook group for Radix, there is a scammer who is going to members, getting their profile picture, and then saying you're going to get all this airdrop thing. And I looked into it a little bit. There were a couple of things that raised suspicion. One, that my anti-spam, my browser, safe browsing or whatever I have, had a red, threw up a warning. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that it's bad, because I have had this warnings go off when I knew it was a perfectly good site, but it is a red flag. And I think they were also offering some amount that was ridiculous. I mean, normally, if you get an airdrop, it's a trivial amount. It's not this huge amount. It's not a huge amount. And I saw no reference to it on the, checked out the Radix website, checked out the Radix Discord, and also I'm in a kind of a private, I guess I'd call it a class type thing, and brought it up there, and yeah, it's a scam. So just be aware of that. Now on to what we're here for. Okay, so first let me show you how it is running now, and you should be able to see both. So you can see here that it is returning the message. It's being successful, so let me take a look at this, show you what we got going on here. First of all, when I was looking at it, I discovered that, let's see, where is my definition of my greeting account? Let's see, establish pair, check program, greeting seed. Okay, this is at the bottom. Let's see where this is. Okay, here it is. Greeting account and greeting schema. So greeting account, counter is a number, greet string is a uint8 array. Greeting schema is a counter u8 and a 32. And remember, we looked at the example. Now, what happened is, let me see where at some point I had a 64 rather than an 8, and I'm trying to see, because as you can see, maybe it is, let's see. So this should be a U8 for the counter and 32 for the greet string. And let's see. Oh, it would have been down here. Right. I think this was what was, it had to be done someplace back here. Well, at any rate, all these things, anything with greet account, greet schema in terms of the data, everything has to match. So, let's see, maybe it was in message data? In message palms. And then you got utils. Well, utils shouldn't do it. So just be aware of that, though. That when the reason I was having a problem here is there was a mismatch between different things. Again, the map, this might have been it. The map I may have had U64. So your map has to match your account definition. So if they don't match, you're going to run into a problem. And that's why the conversion back where it prints it out right here where it deserializes it was no good. So that's one thing. When it did come out, obviously greeting account dot greet string is as an 64 size array, an 8 uint 32 array, and it was coming out as array, array U8, whatever they call it, in here. It was coming out as a uint array, not as a string. So to solve that problem, what I had to do, it's not really a problem, I just had to turn it back into a string. I added some \n, so you can see now has been greeted 21 times. Here's the message, and then all the other stuff that they print out. So anyway, this is the conclusion of this little project. And again, the main things to be aware of is that everything matches up, that you have the size of all your buffers matching up, and because otherwise it's going to have a lot of problems in terms of decoding and serializing, deserializing, and so on. That is one of the key things. For if you want to use a string, a uint array works very well. And I believe you do need to give it fixed length so it knows what it's doing, and then that has to be reflected on the back end. The information, the data that goes into it is always going to be, I think it's let's bring out that file. Let's see. Go back here and take a look at our. So when you bring this in, let's go back to the top. And account info. Let's see. Okay, in the process instruction, you're always it's gonna be pointer to a U8 array, and that's what it's always gonna be for you. And here, what we ended up having to do to get it in there is we wrote this little pop thing, little pop method, and what that uses the default, it copies the data in there, and then it returns a uint34. So anyway, hopefully you found this a helpful exercise, and maybe you're working on it on your own. I'd like to hear. I'd also like to hear what you thought about more the concept of me trying to do stuff live like that and just turn on the camera when I do try to debug something. Is that helpful? Is it boring? Did it help that I put little checkpoints so you can go right to the important parts? So anyway, thank you for watching, and again,